Hey, what's up, everyone? This is Snackbox. Hope you all are having an amazing day, guys. We have a Christmas siege going on right now, and it's looking pretty good for us. This is our opponent. I'm very sorry, I cannot pronounce the name. I cannot read this, but I'm just gonna call them CRSY. Ranked 35, not to be underestimated, and there were quite some interesting teams that these guys were using. So far, it looks pretty good. Looks like we have another win in the bag. And I got some recorded battles from my clanmates that I want to show you. But also some very interesting offense teams on their side. Obviously, I don't have recorded footage for that. That's where replays would have been amazing, but it is what it is. Maybe in the future. All right, so far we have the Stronghold down. We have the Mana Shrine 2, Defense Tower 3, Mana Shrine 1 as well. And it's looking pretty good. All right, we started on post 2. Dorkhan, I hope I'm saying that name right. He started off very strong. This was a Nyresian Union post. And he sent me a video, so let's take a look. So right here you can see it. He went in with our base pretty fast. Our base was faster than him. Nail, stripped down the revive on death. And then he triggered nice to flip, right? Triggered his passive. Almost killed him right there. Emic put up the unkillable. Harima got petrification from the revive on death of our base. But everyone has poisons on now, so pretty damn nasty, right? As soon as the unkillable or block damage falls off, they will pretty much just die. Like this, our base just died from poisons. He revived here, which is nice, but it doesn't really matter that much. They all just die from poisons. Poisons are so nasty. So yeah, that was the first fight. Then the next team, post 8, was a dwarf team with Hilvi and Tormin. Actually pretty amazing. Twin went in here the first time without Trunda. Didn't get it done, but then with Trunda, looks like it was a super easy match. So let's take a look at that. So yeah, Trunda is definitely underrated even in, PvP situations. Because she has that extra damage on Stone Skin, her A3 can really, strip those Stone Skins and kill targets, right? She still does a lot of damage. There was no Stone Skin left here, but as you can see, just ripped through, killed Arnorn too. And yeah, from there, it was pretty much a wrap, right? Killed Hilvi too. Only Tormin was alive, and that was about it. Nothing more to see here, right? So yeah, Trunda big time carry here on this fight. Then we went to post 10. And that was actually pretty nasty, a rare team. Fortunately, we have pretty amazing rare builds, so he got it done first try. Post 15, Skinwalker's post, also pretty nasty. Basher is definitely MVP here to lock the enemy team out. Let's have a look. Also with the Unity champion. We have the Speed Aura, I think. So yeah, lock them out, and there's nothing more that they can do, right? That's pretty much a wrap right there. And Marius finished them off. 25 seconds. Again, quick work. And then we already entered the defense tower, right? That's where I did my first attack. And yes, I used my Fiored here. I actually used my Fiored twice. I'm going to show you the second battle also. It was on the Stronghold. And yeah, so the team that I face here was Duchess, Neve, Marius, and Odin. I picked Fabian for the all battle speed aura. Also, if Odin stuns him, doesn't really matter because of his passive. He will just remove the stun and still go. So that was kind of the thought behind that. And Fioret was there to get, to make sure I can hit through block damage and also control Marius because his freeze cannot be resisted from Marius. So that was a big thing. And I can block revive him. And that's exactly what happened. So let's take a look. Galatier was there for, safety reasons, and Shuzan to be first, basically. And one thing that I want to mention here is building your champions not in Stone Skin with a Neve. Even though you have the protected block damage, it's a bad idea. You should still put Stone Skin on your champions. It's just another safety layer, basically. So I insta-turned Fioret, put the freeze up, swapped forms, A free on Marius, block revive, and that was pretty much it. That was the end of the story. And yeah, from here it was a wrap already, right? Nothing they can do, and in the end, it took a little while because of the block damage, but in the end, I got it done. Pretty happy that I can use Fioret sometimes, and he's actually underrated in my opinion. He's underrated. He's very great against skinwalkers, lizards, orcs, and I forgot what the last faction is, but he's so good against the Gallon Pack. A great counter pick for like Marius and Galeas and so on. So then, this is actually, I think, one of the biggest accounts from their clan. And Fabi actually made that look very easy. Here you can see it. He went in with our base. Crixia cut in, but it doesn't really matter because Commodus just swaps forms, and that was about it. That was about it. Pretty quick work. Amazing. Kind of wasted 2 champs here. Just needed our base and Commodus basically. That's the power of a strong Commodus, right? So yeah, then we got the defense tower down, went to the stronghold, and it didn't take us a long time to take it down, actually. We were pretty quick with it. So shout out to my clan, even though it's Christmas time, we still showed up very strong, to be honest. And I want to show you one of my fights here again, Fioret. Graham took some attempts here, but then gave up. He said it was like very late, and I don't know. He probably was too tired to do this, but yeah, again, Fioret came in clutch. It's a very similar team to the previous one. With Sifi, I thought, you know what, I'm gonna use my Crixia so she can cut in. I'm gonna use our base for the speed aura. Carnage is pretty much just there for the 6-star IP because I wasn't sure if Crixia gonna cut in between Sifi and Fabian. That's why I wanted to make sure I have 6-star IP. But if Crixia cuts in, it's pretty much a wrap, right? Because you cannot block, or Marius cannot be saved from the freeze, basically. But yeah, let's have a look. Because the same thing kind of happened again here. So I went in here. Sifi was first. I cut in with Crixia. And as you can see, nobody has Stone Skin here. Again, nobody with Stone Skin. It's a huge mistake. Huge mistake. You should build your champions with Stone Skin, even if you have a Neve. Because if you don't, then, somebody with a Fioret will just come in and, do this. The Marius, the ally, not the ally protection, the block damage wasn't even protected. So it didn't matter, right? I just stripped it off with Crixia and that was about it. So if he had Stone Skin on Marius, that would have been another defense layer I have to strip off, right? Even if I'm first, there might be a chance to not strip the Stone Skin. It wouldn't have made a big difference because Crixia locked them out, but still it would have, add another layer of RNG to it and made it harder for me. So that was that. But yeah, Fioret again, MVP here. Now in hindsight, I really love that I pulled him. such a fun champ, to be honest. So yeah, then shortly after we took down the stronghold on Wednesday. It was actually the last team that I beat. And then moved on to Mana Shrine 2. Got this done pretty quickly. Pretty amazing post here. Epic post, which we are definitely prepared for too. Took down Mana Shrine 2. Right? Got that one out of the way. Then went on to Defense Tower 3 and Mana Shrine 1 and Magic Tower 1. In Mana Shrine 1, I can show you another fight right here. So he went in with Tarichka, Siphi, and Commodus. And he was faster. So that was the good thing about it. And yeah, if you go first with Commodus, there's not much you can do, right? Unless you have a Marichka or somebody that can take the bombs. Weak hit on Uko. Commodus survived it, but didn't really matter. Right? I mean, Uko is going to revive, I think. No, it's not going to revive. Wow. No revive? That's kind of interesting, but it is what it is. So yeah, that was that. I think the AI is not good here. It should be preferring the revive, I guess. But I don't know. I think it's because he has Commodus there and he plans on stripping the block debuffs of the enemy team, but in this case it didn't work out. So yeah, we got 2 hours left. Let's take a look at our stronghold right now. Our stronghold is down as well. They haven't made it through Defense Tower 2 yet, but I want to show you some teams that were quite interesting. That I thought were interesting to see because I don't know. It's just very unorthodox. This team right here, for example, with Islin and Wukong, that was kind of nasty. Pretty amazing to see. And then also the other team, where is it? Let me see if I can find it. There it is. That was kind of interesting to see, not gonna lie, with Mortu Macabre against this team. I mean, Marius, Sulfurion, I don't know if he went first or not, or how he won that. Maybe with Peril, right? With Peril procs, maybe that was the thing. He block revived Galeus, and then from there it was pretty much a wrap. That could have been the case. I'm not quite sure, but seems like it. So yeah, Mortu Macabre here, MVP. Pretty damn amazing. So yeah, overall, I would say it's a strong opponent. Not on our level, gotta be honest. But they definitely have some strategies that are quite interesting, as you saw with Islin. It was probably a high resistance Islin, and then Wukong at some point came back and just whapped the whole team. And then there's, that with Mortu Macabre, that was quite interesting as well. I love to see different approaches and strategies. And yeah, I always think like everyone can learn something from someone, So there were definitely a few things that we learned here. With that being said, all the respect to CRSY. I'm so sorry, I don't know how to, pronounce your clan name, guys, but all the respect. It was a nice fight. It was a lot of fun. I saw some things that I never seen before, and that was amazing. So it looks like this will be our 38th victory. So far, so good. And now let's actually talk about a few things that have been changed or will be changed in Siege that are quite interesting. This was also shared on the Supreme Club, and I thought I might just talk about these things real quick. So this was shared in the Supreme Club, and these are changes that are coming live. We just don't know when. They didn't give us the exact date. They don't know the timeline exactly, but that's coming. So Siege upcoming improvements Fair competition, progression, and long-term motivation were at the heart of your feedback, and those exact points are being addressed. So they're listening to feedback. That is actually amazing. Tier 7 and 8 protection rule. A new rule will be added. Clans will need more than 5,000 points to remain in Tier 7 and Tier 8, which is fair enough, right? So people don't tank below 5,000 points and then stay in Tier 8 and then face some, weaker opponents that should change the fact that people are intentionally tanking. This change is designed to discourage intentional tanking at the top, protect clans from impossible matchups, and ensure that higher tiers stay competitive and fair. No more call for clans trying to climb, and no more seeing low point clans camping in T7 or T8 while others struggle with progression. So again, nice intention, right, to do this. I don't know if it's going to work out. We will have to see. I think people will still find a way to, intentionally tank somehow and face lower opponents. But who knows? I think it's definitely a good thing to try to fix this problem because it is a problem, right? Matchmaking cooldown upgrade. Santa heard that facing the same opponent over and over was draining the holiday spirit. We're increasing the matchmaking cooldown from 1 to 2 sieges when it comes to the same opponent. So that's what happened a lot, right? Like Mad and, SP would face each other all the time, IPR and so on, and it was a constant back and forth. So, at some point it really becomes boring, I would say, right? And people are just tired to face the same opponents over and over again. This means longer breaks before facing the same opponent clan again, fewer repetitive matchups, and more competitive variety, especially for top performing clans that have been rotating against the same rivals for far too long. Which has been addressed a couple of times. Actually, I also saw it, and I agree, right? You shouldn't be facing the same clan over and over again. Clan management update. Clan leaders, this one's for you. We're adding scroll counters per clan member so leadership teams can clearly see who's been naughty or nice, who's using their attack and rematch scrolls, and who's not. This will make it easier to track participation. Just a little clan leader feature, nothing big, to be honest, but could be nice for clan leaders. I'm not a clan leader, so I don't really know, but I would think that this is a good thing to have. Dedicated Siege presets, no more juggling teams, a separate preset system for Siege is coming, so your arena setups won't clash with Siege-specific teams. Build smart, build once, and focus on strategy. Amazing. I think we need that in other areas too. I'm not quite sure where it is, but sometimes I go into an area and I have like weird setups from a different game mode or whatever. So I would love to have presets on every single game mode, like separate presets, right? But yeah, separate presets for Siege, why not? Nice feature. We definitely love to see that. And now the big thing, avatars. Clans reaching higher tiers will also gain access to avatars from lower tiers. Finally, Santa's feeling generous and giving you more freedom to customize and show off your Siege achievements. That was also a thing that I didn't really understand why, if you are at tier 8 or whatever, or tier 7, you cannot get the avatars from lower tiers. I joined this clan when there were already tier 6 or something. I don't quite remember, but that kind of made it impossible for me to get the lower tier avatars. I think many of my clan members also don't have the lower tier avatars, and we've been in the highest tier of Siege for quite a while. And I think if you are at the highest tier of Siege and you perform at a high level, you should definitely be able to achieve all these avatars from lower tiers as well. So yeah, these are all the things that are coming to Siege. Quite a few things. Pretty nice. I'm happy about the avatars. I love to have new avatars. And we are actually being attacked now. Pretty interesting. Goodman Games is definitely having a hard time here. But at least they're trying, right? A lot of clans are not even trying. So I respect that a lot. All right, so all the respect to CRSY. Maybe we'll see each other again. And yeah, GG's. With that being said, thank you guys for watching. I hope you enjoyed. If you enjoyed, please hit the like button. It really goes a long way. Also, subscribe to the channel if you want to see more raid content. YouTube algorithm is going to suggest you a video that you might like right here, and see you in the next one.